worry, George. Your duckling will adapt. This is Bill, signing off until tomorrow.
The next morning, George was eager to see how his duckling was doing with his new duck family.
Here we are, on day 2 of the Duckling Chronicles. Look at that! The 4th duckling is with it. Oops, spoke too soon. The duckling still thinks George is its mother.
George had to show the duckling that monkeys are one thing and ducks are another.
You make an excellent duckling, George.
This was getting nowhere. George decided to try another approach.
Farmer Life magazine? How is that going to help?
George wanted to show the duckling that in a typical duck family, there aren't any monkeys. That wasn't working either. Maybe if George showed him how to act, the duckling would get the idea.
It looks like George is trying the make like a duck maneuver. Uh-oh. Hooray for the dumpling! Oh, I should get this on tape. You're watching Dumpling Duck saving her baby like only a mother duck can. And so, the ducklings were brought together by this daring rescue and by the kid from the city who helped to hatch them.
Fantastic!
This is Bill and the City Kid, bringing you one totally happy ending.
No, it's bigger than that. No, bigger still. That's it! Oh, thank you, Giorgio. You know, I got to get some cookbooks too, so I'll check this out up front. Bye-bye, little buddy. I mean, bye-bye, little buddy.
organizing books by color didn't seem to work. Maybe they should be organized by size instead. Little books, medium books, big books, humongous books. George had fixed the library again.
George, what happened? The books are all messed up. Come here, I'll show you. This is where all the outer space books are supposed to be, but instead you've got bunny books, train books, bug books, pink pony books. Where are all the outer space books?
George tried to explain to Steve how he had organized all the books.
Did you arrange all the books by size? That's amazing! But I don't think that's the way libraries work. See, outer space books are supposed to go on this shelf, and books about dinosaurs go on that shelf, and all the other books, I don't know where they go.
George wondered. If outer space books all go together, and dinosaur books all go together, well, then maybe train books go with other train books, no matter what size or color they are.
Yeah, train books probably go together. Hey, I get it. Maybe all the books are organized by subject. Cool. Yeah, you've got a lot of rearranging to do. But don't worry, I'll help. We did it! The books are back in the right order. Great job, you hairy librarian.
I'm back, George. My, it looks neat as a pin in here.
All the books are back where they should be, on the shelves according to their subject. Right?
Well, mostly right. Books are typically arranged by subject, then by author alphabetically. Except storybooks. They go together by author. I'm sure I can put things right in no time.
Great.
Sounds like you did a great job, George. Hey, maybe you'd like to help out at the library every Saturday.
Helping Mrs. Dewey was fun, but exhausting.
Yoo-hoo, George! You forgot your book!
On the other hand, only a librarian would give you Adventurous Henry for another 2 weeks. What could be better than that? They found the wagon, but Jade was gone. And now she had a million places to hide.
Hi, George. Oh, what happened here? Oh, boy. Hey, Jade. Well, I don't know where George went, but I have to get you to the zoo. I can't be late for Professor Chroma.
George knew he couldn't look everywhere for Jade. He needed a plan. In the apartment, Jade had hidden in 3 places: under the couch, on top of the lamp, and behind the radiator. They were all places George couldn't reach. They were also warm places. Maybe Jade liked to be warm. Maybe that's where George should look. popcorn popper was warm. But Jade wasn't there. The vegetable barbecue also had heat, but it didn't have Jade. Was there a warm place that George had missed? Now all George had to do was put Jade back in her cage. The cage was gone. That meant that the man had taken Squeaky to the zoo instead of Jade.
Hey, George, what's the rush? Sounds exciting. Well, hop on.
Meanwhile, the man with the yellow hat had just finished telling the dramatic story of Jade's rescue.
And now I would like to examine Jade. If she is the rare chameleon that you say, then, and only then, can she stay.
Well, of course. Squeaky?
What was that sound?
What? The squeak? Oh, hey, let's all go to lunch, huh? I don't know about you, but I'm starving.
The chameleon, please. Show me the chameleon.
Oh, okay. George?
Let me see. Well, it's... perhaps... Yes! This is the chameleon we've been hoping for! Oh, welcome, Jade, to the zoo.
George had discovered a big difference between the city and the country. Cement. Then he found some dirt. George remembered that a well didn't need to be wide, it just needed to be deep. The ground was wet. At this rate, George should hit water very soon. George had water. What he didn't have was a way to get it out of the ground. George needed something that would suck up the water, like a pump. A straw sucks up water, but you need a mouth at the top. But the man's turkey baster might work.
A monkey with a turkey baster? It's not Thanksgiving, is it?
At this rate, filling the bathtub would take forever. George remembered that people used pipes to carry water from their wells. So that's what George needed, a very long pipe. George ran the hose from the bathtub down to his well. How could George attach the hose to the baster? The water came into the baster from the bottom, so George needed some way to connect the hose to the side. Maybe this would work. With duct tape, anything was possible. It worked. The water was going up the straw. At this rate, George would have his bathtub filled in no time. Except the well was out of water. George had to dig a deeper hole. George had struck a mother load of water.
Water spurting up 20 feet in the middle of the city? Not a good sign.
See, the whole reason we turned the water off was to figure out why we were losing pressure.
Turns out the water main leading to the building had a crack in it.
I still don't know how George discovered the water main or the crack, but it's a good thing you did.
Well, I have to say, George, you haven't looked this clean in days. When you take a bath, you really take a bath.
Using the detector, George found lots of metal things. But none of them was Yorbo.
Oh, the batteries are dead. I'll have to recharge them, but I'll bring this back tomorrow in case you're still looking. Bye now!
Thank you.
George couldn't wait for tomorrow. He had to find Yorbo before he rusted.
That's probably Professor Wiseman. Maybe she can think of something.
Hey, guys.
Hi.
I heard there was a storm, so I thought I'd check in. Oh, what's wrong?
Well, George can't find his robot. It's buried in the sand.
Is it made of metal? You could try using a metal detector.
We borrowed one, but it ran out of batteries.
Well, metal detectors are easy to make. Sure. First, grab the portable radio from the shelf.
Okay. AM/FM radio, check.
Next, find the calculator, bottom drawer on the desk. Then get some tape, a top drawer on the desk. Now, take the radio and switch it to AM.
Okay.
Then turn the knob all the way to the highest radio station number, but make sure you get static and not an actual station. Turn up the volume, then turn on the calculator and tape it to the radio.
Fantastic.
You see, the radio and calculator act as a magnet. When it finds things that would stick to a magnet, the radio beeps.
That's amazing. I can't believe you knew that.
Well, how do you think I won first place in my second grade science fair?
George was confused. He had already searched half the beach. But which half? If only the beach were smaller. Then George remembered tic-tac-toe. He could break up the beach into smaller sections, like a tic-tac-toe board. If George could mark off the squares he searched, Then he'd know where he'd looked and where he needed to look.
Hi, George. You want to make a grid to help you keep track of your search? Oh, great idea, George. All set. Let me know if you need anything.
If George searched every square, then he'd be sure to find Yorbo. In square number 4, George found a trumpet. In square 6, George found a front grille to a 57 Cadillac. But by square number 8, there was still no sign of Yorbo.
No luck, huh?
Yorbo had to be in this last square. He had to.
Way to go, George! You found him!
Yorbo is great, yes?
Have fun! Well, I guess this means I can get back to the thrilling conclusion of my book. Oh well. Wait for me!
It took a lot of counting, but he finally made it to the 8th floor.
We only have 7 more minutes. Any way you can do pickups faster? Your next pickup is on 4.
George sure wished he had a way to tell what floor he was on without having to start at 1. Elevators had signs that told you what number came next, even if you were somewhere in the middle. George could make a sign too.
Certainly.
I'm never gonna find a parking spot. Wow, thanks. Now, I just have to go to the 9th floor, which is a long, long way away.
Using his numbered fingers, all George had to do was count down from floor 8 to floor 4. 7, 6, 5, 4. At least he hoped it was 4. His counting system worked.
Here we go. Yeah. Oh, you're here. Hey, your next pickup's on the 10th floor.
No need to start at 1. George's fingers told him exactly how to count from 4 to 10. George was on the 10th floor, but his delivery was practically on 10 and a half.
Take everything to the 1st floor quickly. Pepe El Loco will be here any second.
Made it! Nice nose. Hello, my name is Pepe. Oh, is that for me?
My gadget! Oh, thank you! Now, to get to the 9th floor for my show. You're right. The elevators are tricky. Hold this for me, will you? Can you believe how hard it is to find a parking spot at this joint? The elephants need a garage. Eh? What floor are we on? I was busy with my gadget and forgot to count.
I was busy trying to figure out what your gadget was. I didn't count either.
We'll have to start all over. I'll be late for my show.
Oh, the 7th floor.
That monkey is a genius.
He certainly is.
And now, introducing the world's greatest clown, Pepe El Loco, and his mystery gadget.
And it was all made possible by George. A monkey you can really count on.
A vacuum might pick them up. But then again, maybe not. A rug might cover his toys.
George?
You'll be amazed how easily it fits right back underneath the bed.
That's what George needed, and it was simple. He got plywood from the basement, so he could put his toys on it and tuck them away under his bed. The pyramid was too tall. Now it was perfect. How did this one move so smoothly? It rolled. Things that roll move smoothly. George found things that roll. Balls rolled right out. And hockey pucks were no better. But train boxcars were just right.
We want to do something for more than 3 minutes. Let's play catch.
What are you doing, George?
Wow, why didn't I think of that?
Face it, you're no monkey. The storm's over.
He'd found it. The missing one.
That's the world's crankiest polar bear, guardian of the one. Stop him! I want the one!
Stop! Give me the one!
No, give it to me! I want it! It's mine!
Can Fearless George ever get out of this? Yes. With the aid of his loyal pterodactyl, Hansel.
Well, that was certainly an unexpected twist.
He returned the missing one to where it belonged. Another mission accomplished by Fearless George, hero of heroes.
Let's play again. This time, George is a wizard trapped on the South Pole by penguins.
And if we run out of time, we just roll it under the bed.
Whether he was being a wizard or cleaning up toys, Fearless George was up to any challenge.
Sorry, Grandma, but Howie gets too hot exercising outside.
Hogs do that sometimes, sweetie.
If George couldn't bring Howie inside where it was cool, he'd have to bring the inside cool outside to Howie.
All right, George.
George needed to make his hog exerciser turn, even if it wasn't plugged in. Now, what made that fan turn? If George had a wheel, he could make his fan turn too. Where could he find a wheel? Now, instead of being powered by electricity, George's hog exerciser fan was powered by George.
Yippee! Woohoo!
And Howie could comfortably exercise for 30 minutes.
Now all he needs to do is practice walking for the judges. Yep, it's step 4. We'd better get started.
Every day, Howie had the same routine. He exercised, had a bath, got brushed, practiced walking for the judge, and got an apple. Exercised, had a bath, got brushed, practiced walking for the judge, and got an apple.
You did it!
Howie practiced so much, he knew it by heart.
Today's the day. Ready for the fair, Ulysses?
George and Howie were ready too. Howie had exercised, been bathed, and brushed. Now he had to walk for the judges. And then he'd get his apple.
You're up next. Number 88.
And the next contestant is number 88, Howie the Hog.
George,
Where are you going with that? Sorry, but you can't take that into the ring. It's against the rules.
Huh? But that's how we always practiced. How can Howie win without it?
Final call for Howie.
Howie was worried. His friends didn't seem to know what to do. But Howie knew. It was always the same. He exercised, got bathed, got brushed, and now he was supposed to walk for the judges. And then he'd get his apple. Besides having a hard time keeping cool and liking apples, pigs are really, really smart.
We have a winner!
Well, I'll be.
Woohoo! Howie did it!
Nice.
It's then put in this giant sifter to remove husks or hulls, which are the parts of the grain we don't eat.
That is so cool.
And then finally, it's put in bags and is ready to be shipped to the warehouse.
Wow.
Any questions?
Yes. Could we have one bag of masa, please?
Oh, I'm so sorry. We don't have any masa. This is all flour.
Oh, what?
I'm sorry. Since there's been very little rain, the drought delayed the corn harvest. No corn, no masa.
Where does your corn come from?
We get ours from local farmers.
George knew a farmer who just might have some corn.
Look at my new water tank, George. It stores rainwater for my crops.
What? What is it?
George pointed the way to Rankin's farm.
This is wonderful.
It's true the drought delayed the harvest, but thanks to my water tank, we had just enough to get through. I've been harvesting all day.
I'm almost afraid to ask, but you say you've been harvesting all day?
Yes?
So my question is, do you have corn now?
Yes. You must really like corn.
Not only did Mr. Rankins have fresh corn, but he also had dried corn that could be ground into masa right away.
Come on, boys. We must see that the corn gets through to Marco's abuela. The Tortilla Express is on the way.
All right! Woohoo!
So they took the corn to the mill, where it was ground into masa and put in bags.
Come on, boys.
Then they took the bags to the warehouse, where they were packaged for the stores.
Ah, look at that.
And to the store, where they filled the shelves for customers.
Here you go. Gracias.
finally, to Marco's house. George was surprised. He always knew that Mr. Rankins grew corn, but he didn't realize that the food in the store and in people's homes came from farmers like his friend Mr. Rankins.
She's here!
Until that day, George hadn't really thought about how important farmers were to so many people.
Surprise!
¡Ay, qué bueno! ¡Delicioso, mi amor!
Marco's grandmother loved Marco's special tortillas.
This is amazing. What a tortilla.
But one person loved them most of all.
I could eat a whole stack. Are there more?
Nice.
Perfect!
Has anyone been touching my cow?
We were playing baseball.
Oh, did you touch a fence?
Hey, can we borrow your grandpa's wash tub?
Sure. What you working on? Wow, that's the greeniestest thing I have never seen.
Yeah, we know, but we'll get that slimy water out fast with this. All together. 1, 2, 3!
That was the hardest I've worked in my whole entire life so far today.
The hard work had made George thirsty, but he wasn't sure he trusted that straw. But this time, it didn't go by itself. What was different? George tried again from lower down, like he did before.
Hey, George invented an automatic straw.
Oh, you have the straw below the pitcher and gravity is pulling the lemonade out.
If the straw could drain a glass, what else could it drain?
Is George gonna drink the pool?
George, don't drink the pool!
George wasn't going to drink the pool. He was going to drain it.
It's emptying itself!
We did it! Yes! How fast is it emptying?
I think we need a bigger straw.
Yeah, like a dinosaur straw.
I don't think dinosaurs use straws.
Dinosaurs didn't have hands, right?
Right?
So how'd they drink their milk?
You got a point.
All George had to do was get the end of the hose below the water level, suck the water in, and then let gravity take over. But sucking water out of a hose was a lot harder than sucking it out of a straw.
Too bad we don't have a dinosaur. A dinosaur would have that pool empty in a second.
He was going to give it his best dinosaur try.
It works!
Of course! You were below the water level and gravity pulled the water out. Hey! Not Not bad for a city kid.
You did it, George!
Hi, guys. My hose sprung a leak. Mind if I use yours, Bill? I gotta water my plants.
George had one more idea.
Wow, what a great way to use a siphon.
Hey, there's even a word for it.
Now we just have to clean the inside of the pool, fill it back up, and we'll be swimming in no time.
That's all.
Cannonball!
The water was cold and clean. So with a little help from a siphon, summer went swimmingly. Now that George had brown paint, he was ready to make the rest of his colors. Except the bunny had its own idea for the fresh fruit.
Oh, there you are, George. You took off so fast, I didn't get to ask what you'd like to drink. I have cranberry juice, carrot juice, grape juice, blueberry juice, wheatgrass juice.
George took one of each, because an artist never knows when a rabbit might eat his art supplies.
That is one healthy monkey.
The juice worked great. No mashing necessary. George had his paint, and his new friends had lunch. Only his sand didn't slip. It stuck. Maybe it needed to dry. Watching paint dry was about as much fun as, well, watching paint dry. George thought of a way to speed up the process.
He wants a hairdryer in the desert.
But instead of drying, his paint went flying. So George found a way to keep his paint in place. Plus, the bottles made painting a snap. George's friends had developed a real taste for art. So George found a way to keep his painting safe from bunnies. But not Breeze's. It almost made him miss the sticky stuff.
Do you need a napkin? Fork? Radio? Of course. Glue. Why didn't I think of that? A monkey with glue?
He had his paint, he had his canvas, and he had an audience. He glued. He painted. He could do them at the same time. And if you put on too much sand, no problem. Only the sand on the glue stuck. He couldn't wait for the man and John to see it. Why wait? His sand painting was portable.
Wow, Is that a sand painting?
You are some artist.
For me? Thank you, but why? That's okay. Sand paintings are supposed to get messed up. That's how the medicine is released. Oh no, you don't have to mess up this one. Some sand paintings are medicine, others are art.
Well, I guess giving glue to a monkey was a good thing after all.
Yeah? I say, George, think maybe you could make one for us next?
He sure could, but he'd need a new canvas.
His pod comes in with the tide. A pod is a group of dolphins that travel together.
I think he wants to play.
Swimming with a dolphin was fun. Even if a dolphin swam a lot faster than you.
Wow!
Come on, George. Let's follow it underwater. Take a deep breath.
George and Marco were surprised how long the dolphin could hold his breath. The dolphin also made way cooler air bubbles.
Oh, I dropped my mask. Gracias.
See, boys, dolphins are excellent at finding things. Did you hear those sounds they were making underwater? He's using his sonar. The sounds bounce off the mask and tell him where to find it.
See you later. Hey, can't we just walk back? I thought you could touch the bottom.
We could, but the tide has been coming in while we've been playing, so now we can't.
Hey, who moved the house?
The tide. I mean, the house didn't move. We did. The tide carried us down the shore while we were swimming.
George, if the water's this deep, then where's our buried treasure?
What are you guys looking for?
We couldn't find any treasure, so we buried our own. Only now, it's underwater.
Well, the good news is the tide will be out again in about 6 hours. I bet we'll find it then.
Look, George! Our treasure chest!
The buried treasure wasn't buried anymore. Something had dug it up and moved it.
Oh, George, the tide doesn't just bring sand in, it takes it out, too.
That explains how the box got dug up. But how did it get over here? And then he remembered. The tide had carried them down the beach, so it must have carried their treasure chest too.
Oh no, our treasure. It's gone.
Well, I'm sure it's around here somewhere.
George was sad about his toys, but Marco had lost his favorite thing, his silver wolf. George had to find it. If the tide had carried them and the box down shore, maybe it had carried Silver Wolf even further down.
Silver Wolf!
They'd never be able to find Silver Wolf way out there.